All right, looks like Hijack FC is back again. I've said this, we lack a bit of direction. We've got the latest in Raphinha, who's begging to go to Barcelona, and it looks like it will happen. And Raheem Sterling seems like that should be our first signing. So let's get on with this.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. I got my man Ryan here. Ryan, how you doing, brother?
Amazing.
All
Full stop.
right.
No, no, I'm all right. I'm all right, bro. I'm all right. Glad to be here. I like doing tactical stuff, but I love doing news with you too, bro. Especially today's news. We have a good show for everybody.
We have something blockbuster lined up. Three big news and then a couple of news that we want to touch on as well. So lots to go through. As Ryan said, tactical things are always nice and fun to do and interesting, but the news stuff is where the juice is, and we need to talk about the juice. All right, let's get on with this. First up, Ryan, let's go through the latest on Raphinha, then we'll provide our feelings and thoughts around it. Barcelona and Leeds are close to an agreement for Raphinha. They've offered 60 million euros. Gerard Romero, ladies and gentlemen, is doing a madness. He is the number one villain for Chelsea Football Club at the moment. He is going out there and absolutely destroying our mood around transfer situation with Raphinha. But it is what it is, and I'll get to it. I mean, maybe should we be upset? I don't know. Barca and Leeds have agreed to pay Raphinha's money in 3 installments. Generally, these things happen in installments anyway, but our case was that we were going to give cash to Leeds full on. So that's what excited Leeds, and this is why they jumped on the money. Raphinha's message to Deco: I don't want to listen to anything. I want to join Barcelona. Clubs are finalizing the transfer now. Okay. Before I go to Ryan and get his thoughts on all of this, you guys have known in the past couple of videos and the live streams as well, ever since we found out that Raphinha really doesn't want to be with Chelsea Football Club, he's literally desperate and begging for Barcelona. I said, look, I understand. And even Ryan in his last video when we did this together, I get it. We're not going to be everyone's first choice. I understand. We need to convince people, no problems. But my whole issue with this scenario is that it's so public. It is so out in the open. And it is so evident that this guy, it's not about the money. He just wants Barcelona and nothing else. And I've also said, if it doesn't happen with Barcelona and it comes to Chelsea, I'm pretty sure he'll be professional and play out his contract. But there will be some sort of a feeling, a doubt that any opening he sees with Barcelona, he'll try and make that happen with Deco being his agent, who's so closely tied with Barcelona. The other factor that I want to say, I've been talking about direction. Raphinha news really came into massive fruition about maybe 3-4 days ago, right? When there was this whole euphoria that Matt Law broke the story and a whole heap of other journalists, David Einstein got into the bandwagon as well. My thing is, wasn't our interest Dembele to start off with? And then all of a sudden it became Raphinha and we couldn't even close that. We'll talk about all the other hijack jobs that we've been trying to do in terms of Richarlison, who we were interested with. We tried to hijack that from Spurs. Now we're trying to hijack Frenkie De Jong from Man United, which we'll get to. I feel like it's too chaotic, way too chaotic. If we were so interested in Raphinha, why didn't we just go head on? So, look, I'm annoyed about this somewhat, but at the same time, I'm like, why aren't we just doing the deal with Dembele? But, I mean, Ryan, what do you have to say about this whole situation with Raphinha?
Well, listen, to sum it up into as little words as possible, I would say it's okay for players to have preferences, to want a certain club. It's okay if we have a target and they want a certain club, but they also want Chelsea. But with Raphinha, it's simple as he wants a certain club, but he does not want any other club.
Correct.
So it's one thing like people said, okay, talking about Fabregas and this and that. Yeah, he wanted another club, but he also wanted Chelsea.
He
So
was
there was a
open for
want.
Chelsea. Like, he was
Yeah,
open to Chelsea.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a want to come to Chelsea. That's completely different to I do not want to play for Chelsea. So if there's any player out there who does not want to play for Chelsea, well then that's fine that they are not at Chelsea. The thing with me is I'm okay with players who want in other teams as long as they also want Chelsea. But if
Yeah.
a player does not want Chelsea, case closed with me.
I mean, Ryan, as you said in the last video, it's very normal. It's very natural that there will be players out there wanting other clubs than us. So I'm not one bit peeved off about that. What also annoys me here, and I want to hear what you have to say about this, and also to the people that are watching this, please comment below and let us know. Are you somewhat annoyed? Because I'm annoyed that why didn't we have this conversation with the player and the agent directly before going to Leeds? I feel like we saw an opportunity with Leeds. They won the money. We gave them the money. I love the way Todd Bowley did that particular transaction. He picked up the phone, contacted Leeds. Leeds said, I want X amount of money. He said, I'm bringing it tomorrow. I'm bringing the bags tomorrow, right? And he did that, and Leeds agreed to the situation. I'm annoyed that why didn't we talk to Raphinha and see if he's actually interested? Or did he actually give us an indication that, maybe we are interested? Because it doesn't look like Raphinha was ever interested. He's literally begging for Barcelona to come into the frame. I mean, thoughts on that, bro?
Yeah, at the end of the day, I don't think the player was ever keen on Chelsea
Yeah.
or Arsenal or anybody else.
Yeah.
Because listen, it seems kind of like a Koundé situation with Barcelona here and Raphinha. It seems that
Yeah.
they had a personal agreement for 4 to 5 months now, just as we had a personal verbal agreement with Koundé. So I totally get like if a new club swoops in, the player would speak to his agent and need to know from the club who he had an agreement with 4 months ago. Okay, what's going on? Are you going to put in a bid for me or not? Rafinha asked that question, and the answer seems to be yes. We are going to put in a bid, a suitable bid,
Yeah.
and that's simple as is. But I think the difference is now is that not only that he wants Barcelona, it seems as if he does not want any other club, and that's fine by me. And case closed with that. My bigger problem is with kind of like Tuchel, not Tuchel, but Tuchel and the club being that
Yeah.
what plan do you have? You know,
This is my
obviously,
issue. This is my issue.
yeah. What plan? Like with Antonio Conte now, you know his plan.
Oof.
3-4-3. We
Mm.
need certain style of attacker,
Yeah.
a certain type of midfielder. We need a
Yep.
certain center back. We need a certain thing because a lot of people are trying to figure out what is Tuchel gonna do. Are we gonna use four at the back if we brought in Raphinha? Is he gonna be a right wing back? And
Yeah.
then there's links to other players now that we don't know because some players are suited to a back four, some are suited to a back three.
Exactly.
Why was
Exactly.
Klaus so ever? They
Mm.
talk of it on 2 weeks ago for right wing back. Now all of a
Mm.
sudden people are talking about Raphinha back four. Then we're
Mm.
talking about Delit who is suited to a back four and a back
And
three.
now
But
Frankie De Jong all of a
no, but
sudden.
on the same end, Ake is a back three. So it seems like we're all over. Listen, we're gonna spend 45 million on Ake. Well, listen, there might be a better one. We might spend 50 million on Adama Traore. Yeah, I mean that would not surprise me at all. Like,
Any day today. Any day.
yeah, y'all talk about Dembele, Neymar. We're gonna cook. Listen, here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna get Umtiti, Rabio, Sterling, and
Oh,
Adama
Rabia.
Traore.
Oh my God.
But no,
Oh
but that
my
was just me
God.
kidding. But obviously, you know, I just feel like we don't have a clear direction where we want to
Mm.
go, a clear
Mm.
idea of football. But that's just from the outside looking in. From inside, there could as well be a plan, but we just can't see it as fans right now, looking from the outside.
Yeah, 100% agreed, man. Absolutely. This is my annoyance at the moment is that clear. And I get it. Sanctions, new owners, but I'm sure you would have written something down. There would have been some sort of a draft that this is what, like as Ryan said, what is the type of football that you want to play? Because look at the business Spurs are doing. You know what he's going to do. It's very clear as daylight. Three at the back, wing back for Bayern. They're getting players to accommodate for them. But let's carry on with this particular news. Barcelona estimates they'll be able to invest close to 200 million in new signings if they activate the second lever, sell 15% of TV rights. So some people are wondering how Barcelona is going to do all this. Look, they're literally selling their soul. They're selling their soul to make all of this happen. They've got a lot of player transactions, new players that they need to register. They're also very deep into the Lewandowski situation as well. So look, let's see. Let's see. But looks like Rafinha is going to Barcelona. RAC1 next up reporting on the Rafinha scene, saying Barcelona have indeed made a better proposal for Rafinha worth 50 million euros plus bonuses. Club wants to close the deal in the coming week. Barca not ruling out a Dembele renewal either. This is,
Yeah.
oh my days. I mean, Ryan, we will royally screw this. If I don't understand why we're not after Dembele, because I feel like with Dembele,
Miss
it is the monetary thing. I know you're going to tell me about the injury stuff, but yeah, go on, bro.
with
Talk to
that,
me about
what?
the
No,
Dembele.
not even with Dembele, but it seems as this Dembele situation is such a good headline for writers, to be honest. Because
Mm.
yeah, Tuchel used to have him before. Tuchel has good quotes with him. Tuchel has a good relationship with him. On a talking on a phone basis. But the thing is, there hasn't none of the huge outlets have ever said that we have put in a real deal for
Nothing.
nothing from a
Except for Ben
Fabrizio.
Jacobs, Ryan said. Ben Jacobs said that we're actually put off by his salary.
Yeah, I'm sure we asked for feelers and we heard, but that was just a couple of days ago that really came out.
Mm,
But
mm,
we
mm.
have been talking about this for about 2 months now. And no Fabrizio have been, so it seems like we are talking about it more than actual club officials.
Yeah.
Because you see, if we were really interested in Koundé, we would have got them by now.
It's a done deal. It should have been a done deal
Listen,
by now.
because if we're willing to splash 70 or 60 million right away on Raphinha, why can't we splash 60 for Koundé, who is a better talent than Raphinha? Koundé has a higher ceiling
Bang
than
on.
Raphinha. But
Bang
the thing
on.
is, we have not yet. If we really wanted Dembele, we wouldn't have to wait till July 1st. We would have put something solid on the table for him
Mm,
already, because we have already shown that, look, it's nearly wrapped up with Sterling. It's nearly
yeah.
wrapped up with Ake. So when we really want someone, we're gonna put it out there. But the
Mm.
thing is, it seems that the players that we want as fans, it seems that Chelsea, they aren't first priority for Chelsea.
Yeah, man. You're absolutely spot on again. I mean, 60 million pounds for Rafinha plus 115,000 per week wages. Fine, the wages was perfect, but 60 million for Rafinha. You're able to pay all of that for Rafinha, who is a very good player. Don't get me wrong, but why not have that conversation with Dembele and he would have what demanded perhaps 20, 25 million in signing on fee, and then maybe try and see if he can lure him on with 200k wages. I know he wants double what he's been offered with Barcelona. I think Barcelona offered him about 6 million euros plus 1.5 million in bonuses, and he wants double that. Well, sit down in the table and try and compromise, because you're not going to get a double, my brother. You don't have any other offers besides Barcelona. Yeah, maybe you are right, Ryan. Like when we do want someone like Sterling, and now looks like AK, we're there. We're getting it. Like, how much did we really want any of these particular players? I have no idea. How much did we really want Rafinha as well? Because at the end of the day, if you really wanted Rafinha, you would have spoken to Rafinha direct. So the whole thing is a bit of a, I don't know. It just feels like a bit of a chaos.
Maybe
Jared
it was
Romero,
just
yeah.
like it was just some like 3D. Well, I know all of us, I don't know what I'm looking forward to say, but it's maybe some tactical move by Bowley to get Barca to splash that cash on Rafinha quick so that we could get Dembele. But I don't know.
I don't know. Could it be that's an angle that a few people have been saying? Maybe it was like a decoy. Hey, look over here. Let us get Dembele. I don't know. Maybe let's see what happens. There's an appointment scheduled for Rafinha to look at a house in Barcelona near the beach. Good on you.
Yeah,
Good on you,
you
Rafinha.
know what? I would love that too. Like honestly, I love Barcelona as a city, man. I totally get it, Rafinha. You do your thing, bro. But
We're gonna be watching you anyway, right? We'll be watching Rafinha. We'll watch a lot of Barcelona
yeah,
next
yeah.
season. That's for sure.
I mean, I can't believe we're getting Kunde, Rafinha, Lewandowski, Bernardo Silva. These men are crazy, bro.
Man saying we. He loves saying we, this man, this guy, bro. Deco would have received a higher bonus if he agreed a deal with Chelsea rather than a move to Barcelona. So there you go. It's not about the money with Rafinha's situation. But look, as it stands, Dembele is unemployed. We're not really going in at the moment. Apparently, the latest that I've seen from Ben Jacobs was that we're put off by his salary demands. And Barcelona is quite confident to keep both of these players. So I'm a bit annoyed because I really wanted Dembele. I needed a creative winger. I needed a winger that is going to be explosive 1v1. Yes, Sterling gives us
Yeah.
that, but I needed another one on that right
Honestly, it
side.
hurts, you know. I thought Rafinha was perfect, man. I
Yeah.
honestly thought he was perfect. Like, I, I'm not gonna bite my tongue now because it fell through, but I would have rather Rafinha instead of Dembele
Mm,
because
mm,
I just love. Um, I just think that as a left footer, Cottinen, he was
mm.
basically a Ziyech, but with 1v1 ability,
With,
power and
with a
pace.
lot more explosiveness. With a lot
Yeah,
more
and that's
explosiveness.
exactly what we need because when Tuchel's wingers act as tens, I mean, having being able to cut into your left foot and supply those passes is what we needed, which
Mm,
Dembele doesn't really do. Dembele is, even though he's both footed, but like,
mm.
oh my god, I was already fantasizing about all the different formations we could have used Raphinha and this and that, but
Do you know
it
what? I
sucks, bro.
convinced myself that we were going to get Raphinha when Matt Law and David Ornstein, broke the news. I was like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm ready for that. Like, we were interested in Raphinha back in January, same time as Barcelona. So I was like, yeah, I'm up for that. Even though I convinced myself previously that it should be Dembele, but I was okay that it was, second choice, not really even a massive second choice, like, close to probably the first choice. And I was okay, but this whole drama, this saga has really put a sour note. But anyway, that's enough about Dembele and Rafinha, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know how you feel about this particular scenario. I feel
I
a
just
bit
want to say
annoyed.
something. I don't believe
Yeah,
any of those Barcelona sources, by the way, because the amount of rubbish they tweet every single day
yeah,
for the past 4 months about every single player on God's
that's
green
true.
earth
That's true.
with fire emojis and emergency, and this one is walking in.
Yeah.
Because I follow those accounts, right? Because I
Bombazo news.
no,
Bombazo news coming up.
no, because I follow all those accounts since like January,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
should see all the. You could write a long list, like that Chris Jericho meme of all the players that they hyped up in news and all kind of thing. Let
They
me tell you
love drama
something.
over there, don't
I
they,
would
in Spanish
listen.
media?
I'm still of the belief that until Fabrizio or something say it,
Yeah.
because these guys convinced all those same guys that tweeting, they're convinced they're going to get Bernardo Silva just last week, convinced about
Yeah.
Kunde 2 weeks ago, convinced
Yeah.
about Lewandowski 3 weeks ago, you know, convinced about Di Maria 4 weeks ago until Di
Yeah.
Maria wanted to go
Went to
to Juve.
Juventus.
These same guys with the same exact like one sentence, something huge is happening in the office. This car just pulled up to the car park with a briefcase, like Spanish news is and Twitter people is actually worst. Like
True, true, true.
I'm not like I know it might be swaying Barcelona's direction, but I wouldn't be surprised that 2 days from now you making a video on news that Rafinha is going to be a Chelsea player.
Yeah,
So
he's holding the Chelsea jersey, bro.
yeah, so I'm keeping it wide open because I don't believe them brothers for 1 second.
I love it, bro. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, on to the next story. And this is where it gets even more annoying for me. Even though I like this player a lot, but the annoyance is about the whole hijack situation, lacking direction. Breaking Chelsea are watching Frankie De Jong situation. They could move on it if Manchester United deal breaks down. Ryan and I, as you guys know, we've done plenty of Barcelona watch alongs last season, and we love this player. And Ryan has said, what a majestic player. He looks like he can go from 6 to 8 to 10 in just a few steps. Do you know what I mean? It looks like the transition is beautiful. I have always advocated
Flyer.
for this player. Do you know what I mean? I've advocated for this player for the last 2 to 3 months ago, saying that if Thomas Tuchel wants to continue on with that deep midfielder being a ball player, Frankie De Jong can definitely do that, and he has the ability to not just be that deep midfielder with good distribution, but at times, whenever there's an opportunity to drive with the ball forward and, as I said, progress into the 8, into the 10 situation. So, look, I have no issues with us trying to do this. I just have issue that why are you trying to hijack? You tried to hijack Richarlison as well, and you failed. You did the same thing with Raphinha when looks like Barcelona and Arsenal was in the mix, even though player probably never wanted to go to Arsenal. Arsenal was more in the mix with Leeds in terms of setting a transfer fee. But it's the whole thing about this hijack. If you know what you want, go and get it. Stop taking other people's properties if you weren't interested from the
Bully,
first
bro.
place.
Bully play Monopoly, bro. Telling you.
Explain Monopoly. Do you remember in Monopoly how you buy this, you make a set of three, and then you buy
Get a
hotels, and then
hotel.
someone else,
Yeah.
then you fall into someone else's hotel, and you have to mortgage everything, and they start
Yep.
buying all your stuff. I mean, Ryan,
Bu-
how you feel about this news, bro, and the whole hijack situation?
Listen, I'm not even gonna take it into consideration. I would love the player, but it would cost 80 million. Like Manchester United struggling to get a fee, far less for
Mm,
us,
mm.
who needs two centre backs, who needs wing backs, who needs everything. Who needs Declan Rice for 100 million? So no, but honestly, I think he would fit perfectly into what Tuchel's needs from that DM. I
Yeah,
think he fits the Tuchel DM. I think he's fun. He's probably the best regista in the world.
yeah,
Honestly, he's the
I
best in
agree
the
as well,
world,
man. I really
and
do.
I think that I would welcome him with open arms at Chelsea. It doesn't annoy me seeing this link. It annoys me seeing this linked together with all the other links,
Mm.
kind of signifying that we don't really have a plan in place. But talking about this link on face value by itself, I would welcome this player with open arms.
100%. And the other thing, Ryan, I hate seeing this constant narrative. Thomas Tuchel is a big admirer. But who isn't he a big admirer of these
Man's
days?
probably a bigger man of Joe Root. We should bring him to Chelsea. You know what I mean? Can Joe Root cup?
Bro, man's probably a great admirer of Wayne Routledge. Do you remember that guy? Routledge? Oh my days.
Joe Root probably
Um,
doesn't want to play under Ben Stokes anymore. He could play under Tuchel, bro.
yeah,
Like
do it, man. Do it. Is he still in Torino? Joe Root? Where is he? Joe Root. Sorry, Joe
Joe
Root.
Root.
You're
I talk
talking
about
about the
cricket.
cricketer.
Yeah, I talk about cricket. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the goalkeeper. What's his name? The Man City ex goalkeeper?
Joe Hart.
Joe Hart.
No, I don't want Joe Root cricketer, bro.
Joe
That's what I was
Root.
talking
I'm
about
like,
Ben
wait a
Stokes
minute.
and stuff.
Cricket, bro. Oh my days. Thomas Tuchel is a big admirer of Frenkie De Jong, and they are watching the situation. Chelsea could also switch to Osman Dembele if Raphinha deal breaks down. Yeah, Chelsea could do this. Chelsea could do that. Chelsea just go and do it, mate. Like none of this could, would, should. Just do it, man. Nike, just do it.
You know what I'm
Next
really
up,
worried of too, bro? Before you
yeah.
move on, I'm just gonna say it for 10 seconds. I'm worried that this could be like a Frank Lampard esque transfer window with 6 players who
Mm,
meets 3 different systems, and then Tuchel, finds himself in a sticky situation where it doesn't work in October, November, December.
mm.
And we don't know how these owners operate. What if they said, listen, we new here, we spend nearly 200 or more million. You are not getting results, players are unhappy, they want to leave, sacked.
Yeah, bro. Look, Todd Bowley has given Thomas Tuchel all the power. So who's accountable here? Thomas Tuchel. So if this goes belly up, someone's accountable for
And I saw
something.
that video with you too, and a lot of people was commenting, they didn't understand what you're trying to say.
Bro, I got hammered. They didn't
Yeah.
understand what I was trying to say.
Yeah. At least you get hammered for that, and not putting Kim Pembe in a lineup 11 on Twitter like me. Anyways, on to the next news.
On to the next news. Fee agreed in principle for Raheem Sterling around 45 million plus 10 million add-ons. As I reported yesterday, this is from Simon Phillips. He's got some, in the know stuff in regards to Raheem Sterling. So, and I trust him because he's got a few people he knows internally. No issues with terms, formalities to be completed now, and whether AK goes into the same deal part of the agreement or separate. He doesn't know. Not a done deal until clubs confirm. Remember, of course, he always has to put that disclaimer because at the end of the day, could if anything does happen. But I think this is done. I'm okay with this. There are certain Chelsea fans that are not okay with Raheem Sterling. My only issue is 45 million to 10 million, that's 55 million. That's a hefty amount of money on a player that is on the last year of the contract with Man City.
Yeah.
Also, we need to see what type of wages he's on. And my other concern, the last bit of concern is I just hope we're not getting a Raheem Sterling that's on the downward trajectory. Because remember, he did start when he was about 16, 17 with Liverpool. It's
I
been a
understand,
long
yeah.
time since he's been playing. So
You know,
he might have done his mileage. But yeah, go on, bro,
you
Ryan.
know what says a lot about Raheem Sterling for me?
Yeah.
Was the amount of negative publicity he was getting before Euros, and that he shouldn't be in the lineup and stuff, and then he came into the 11 and he torn it
Blew it
apart.
apart. Yeah, he
And
was the
that
best
shows
player.
me. And if that same headlines come across, I sure he has a great mentality, man. Like all
He
the,
does. Yeah,
but like the tattoo of the gun on his calves and this and that. He came
true.
back from it, and he always comes back. And I'm an admirer of his mentality. I'm gonna say something
Mm-hmm.
about Raheem here. Listen, I wasn't keen on it at first because I thought like I don't know. I always have a bitter taste taking players from rivals because I don't like rivals, right? I don't like rivals. It's not I don't like players, I just don't like rivals, you know? But when I think about it, I think
Mm.
that I'm gonna say it. Y'all could laugh at me. But Raheem Sterling is Manchester City's best winger. He is their best winger.
Who they have? Who they
He's
have?
more consistent.
Mahrez.
He's more consistent than Mahrez,
Yeah.
right? He's better than Phil Foden at
Phil
this
Foden. Yeah.
stage. Who else does they have? Gabriel Jesus is gone now.
Bernardo Silva is not really a winger.
Bernardo Silva is not a winger. He's a a center midfielder who plays on the wing sometimes,
He's
right?
definitely been better than Grealish.
Yeah, he's better than
Manchester City.
Grealish. Let me tell you something.
He is. He's their best winger. You're right. He is their best winger.
Raheem Sterling is one of Manchester City's the champions of England, one of
Yeah.
the best teams in Europe's best winger. We're not getting someone who is not who is like second fiddle. We're
Yeah.
getting someone who simply just wants to move on, probably from Pep Guardiola and that system because they haven't shown enough faith in him recently. So with
Correct.
that being said, I think he will come here with something to prove. And we're not some joke team either. You know, we're someone who wants to close
No.
that gap, and we're someone
Yeah.
who won the Champions League 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 2 years
Yeah.
ago, 1 year ago. So I think for this price, even though it's 1 year left, I think it's a really good deal because other than Dembele, other than Raphinha, tell me a better 1v1 winger it has out there on the market right now. On the market.
Neymar. But I don't think he's considered as a winger anymore. Some people, I think was it the Brazilian coach, he said, if anyone plays Neymar in the wing, they're a donkey. So
Hmm.
maybe he's not a winger anymore. Maybe he's a 10. But we'll talk about the Neymar news some other day.
But I mean, there's
Apparently,
like
something.
less than
Oh,
a
yeah.
handful of names better than
There
him.
is. Yeah. Yeah.
And if we get in that Chelsea, I mean,
João
I would
Felix, would
say
you say João Felix is a winger?
I still don't see him as that like 1v. He's good 1v1, yeah, but I don't see him as that wing. I see him more as
Yeah.
that second striker who could get into
Yeah.
wing and number 10 positions and in the box and score
Yeah.
goals.
No,
I like
100%
that.
agreed. Okay, next up, this is where it's going to get electric. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourself. This will happen. Nathan AK will be a Chelsea player. There's no doubt about
Oh
that. Nathan
God.
AK and Raheem Sterling both want to join Chelsea, and conversations are progressing. With the whole Nathan AK situation, ladies and gentlemen, it could be around 40 to 50 million. I don't know, but it's not less than 40 million
You know what
pounds.
hurts me about this so much, bro?
Talk to me, bro. I want to hear
Because
from you because the
there's
guys know
news
what I have
from
to say.
there's some news from some huge sources that saying that Kim Pembe is gonna leave PSG for near 50 million.
Yeah.
Versus
Yeah.
Ake, who you're gonna get for near 50. Like that's like
But do you want to just like
abomination to the Lord Jesus Christ. Like that's how horrible of a sin this is. That you have someone like Kim Pembe, who I rate
God will
highly.
not forgive us?
No, he won't. We will no. He won't. And I'm laughing right now, but I'm gonna cry think about it. Kim Pembe, I don't know, I love this player for some weird reason, but
But
Ake
talk
for
to
nearly
me why
50
Kim Pembe
million.
is better than Nathan Ake. Talk to me why Pembe Hive should be
Pim
alive.
Pembe Hive. Listen, let's talk about defense. Some people says he has a lapse in concentration, whatever. I don't care.
Mm.
As a left center back in a back three, this man is an absolute monster.
Mm.
Similar to Rudiger, esque in his aggressive nature, his height and stature. I think he's like 6'4" or something.
He's
He's
tall. He's a beast.
powerful.
He's a
His
beast.
aerial duels this season was better than Sergio Ramos, was better than Marquinhos. He's a
Mm.
beast. I think that he's entering the prime of his career. I mean, he could still improve under Tuchel. I think his trajectory could be similar to what Rudiger was at Chelsea when Tuchel now came in. And then what I love the most about him, he fits Tuchel's system and philosophy like a glove when it comes to ball
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
Tactically, he could get into wide LCB, LB, and LDM positions. He can make those angles and he could make those line breaking passes, which we need.
Yeah.
Ake, on the other hand, I just don't see Ake as that player, man. Yes, he could probably roam into those in those left back LCB positions, LDM
Mm.
positions, and play those passes to a lesser extent than Kimpembe. But when it comes to defense, I think that
Massive
Kimpembe
question
is a
mark.
way better
Yep.
defender than him when it comes
Yep.
to just physicality, height, aerial duels, aggressive nature,
Awareness as well, I'd have to say.
awareness. I think that he's. This is not a near 50 million player. This is probably worse than Bakayoko signing him for 40 million. I'm telling you, like this.
I would have been okay if this guy was a backup and we got him for 30 million.
Yeah, I was gonna say that 30 million, perfect price for him.
Yeah. But even then, we have backup players like Ethan Ampadu, Levi Colwell. Like those guys are going to go. Like if this guy comes in, those guys will have to go. Look, once again, ladies and gentlemen, nothing against Nathan Ake. He's okay, but
That's not
is
for
that
us,
what we
bro.
want? Like,
It's not for us, bro.
it's not for us. It's not for us. Okay, moving on to the final news, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know who this brother is, but apparently he's going to be running the day-to-day
Tom
operations.
Glick.
Some of you guys might know. Please comment below if you know much about this. If City fans are watching as well, let us know about Tom Glick. Tom Glick, former Manchester City CEO, will take over day-to-day operations of Chelsea Football Club. I mean, look, Manchester City has been running like a proper football club, for a while now. Obviously, very much under Pep Guardiola, and even before Pep Guardiola, the Mancini days, Pellegrini days, like they've been running very well. So if this brother has been part of that whole scenario, I'm quite confident from that perspective. But I don't have any sort of, I've never heard about him. I've never read anything about him, so don't know much about him. But what I want to try and, I suppose, get out of this is the fact that it's a bit too much for Todd Bowley to do all of these things. He's at the moment
Mm,
Chelsea agent. He's at the
yeah,
moment also the
chef.
chairman, the
No,
chef,
washing.
the canteen lady, the laundry
Yeah,
person, the driver, the
washing
chauffeur.
boots.
Yeah, washing boots. Like he's everything. So for Todd Bowley, just be the guy to sign things off at the end, the checks, but let people who know how to run football clubs, director of football, obviously this guy as well, CEO, so on and so forth, proper scouting network.
No,
And also Thomas Tuchel doesn't need to do scouting either. And this is probably why it's a bit chaotic at the moment. Let him manage
it's
and coach and leave it at that. But yeah, right,
it's
go on, bro.
you know what? Um, I want to say, right, like as this guy came in, I think that Chelsea has done so much good. Like I remember we made a video like 2-3 months ago talking about Marine and how things need to change. We need a CEO, a chairman, a better scout. And
Mm-hmm.
listen, bit by bit, this has been a blessing in disguise that we are
True, true.
getting all of this into place.
Yeah, yeah.
We've got out the right people we need to get rid of, and we're getting in world class people in each position, having a good
This is very
hierarchy.
true. Maybe
But
you're right. Maybe we need to be patient,
no,
right?
no,
Like
no.
all of these things take
But
time.
we need to be smart.
Yeah,
As in,
yeah.
I know that fans expect a huge clear out and a huge income now. But we must be careful that we don't make 5 to 6 signings that are not the right signing and we make more damage than good. Let me tell you,
Mm,
because the worst thing we could have is get 4 to 5 signings who does not fit, maybe one or two will fit, but 3 to 4 people who does not fit, and we
mm,
can't get rid of them. Second thing is, it's different getting rid of Lukaku, who is not your own money, versus
mm.
your own money, who you spending these 50 million on someone who's not worth 50
Correct.
million. And
Correct.
it'll not only be pressure on the manager, but it'll be pressure on us as a club that we'll be stuck with
Mm,
these players. They're not going to go on loan for free after we pay 50 million. No, we're going to be stuck with
mm.
them, just like how we were stuck with Alonso for so long.
We can't make a
Just
mistake,
as how
right?
we are stuck with Willian for 7 years, we shouldn't have had him for 7 years. Just how we've had certain players around for too long. Why? Because it was their money who spent it, and they
Mm.
will count on it, and they will have confidence in it. Right? We
Yeah.
can't. Let me tell you something, miss. I would be okay for Alonso and Aspilicueta and some of these guys to stay at least until January or June, and we finish third again or fourth, than
Mm.
us getting rid of all these players prematurely and bringing in players who are just not good enough and setting back our club for 3-4 years again and getting
Mm.
Tuchel sacked at the end of it. Because
Yeah.
best believe these chairmans and stuff not going to take the blame for it. Because all we could know is that all this news about Tuchel getting like power and stuff, that's not
Yeah.
his job. That's not his
Correct.
job. And
Correct.
it could well be that he would be the scapegoat in January if things don't go good, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So at the end of the day,
100%.
I would be okay with us having Alonso and Alspian for 6 or 12 more months if it means not damaging our club for the next 3 to 4 years.
No, I completely hear what you're saying. As damning as it sounds, keeping Alonso and Aspi for more. But I understand what you're saying because you're saying that let's not bring in 5, 6 in. And the way we are moving as well, who 5, 6 in now?
Yeah,
Okay, Sterling and Nathan AK. Sterling, yeah, big tick mark for us. Nathan AK, okay, we'll see how that works out. And then who else? Delict, okay, we've talked about, he will work nicely. We don't know up front. Raphinha is not happening. Dembele is a massive question mark. Frenkie De Jong, all of a sudden, like I completely hear what you're saying. Like all of these brothers coming in, and if it doesn't go right for Thomas Tuchel around January time, he is setting himself up to be the scapegoat because these guys will turn around
yeah,
and say, "Well, we didn't run the show.
yeah. So we're
You
doing
were
so
running
much
the show."
good things now from a structural point of view. If we need to come fourth one more season or third, so be it. So be it.
100%. 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the news. You know what happens right now. I want you guys to push this channel, Top 4 Tactics, Bad Boy Ryan's channel. It will take off, I believe, sometime around August, but let's
Yep.
get him to 1,000 subscribers ASAP. You guys have been doing madness every time we bring
Jeez.
in Ryan. You guys go out there and it keeps increasing by 100, another 100, and another 100. Let's push him all the way to 1,000 right now. It's in the description. Click on it, subscribe, and hope you guys have really, really enjoyed this particular news segment. I have. I'm sure Ryan has as well. Smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Thank you heaps once again for 13,000 subscribers. Ryan, before we go, any final thoughts?
Um, I just God, please forgive us for spending 50 million on Ake. Hope it isn't like the African curse put on Pep Guardiola for Yaya Toure. I hope you can forgive us, Lord, and thank you from Ryan.
On that note, see ya, guys.